Hey guys, this is Austin with Easy Concrete University. I got John with me. Last video we showed you how to do our base coat.
And today we're going to show you how to scrape your flake, clean everything off, and do your top coat.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to do when I come to my garage floor is I'm going to take all the excess flake that's on our floor, blow it into the back corner or a corner where you can get all your flakes to stop, and I'm going to reclaim that. That's still going to be good quarter-inch flake for you. Normally we're throwing at about a 20% rejection, so in your mind you should get at least 20% of what you've thrown down back. So just as a demonstration of how much flake there's actually just sitting on here, we're just going to pick up the board. And all that flake that just fell off, that's still good flake that you can use on your next floor. All right, so after we get all of our excess flake off of our floor, we're going to go ahead and vacuum, and then we're going to scrape our floor really well. So scraping our floor is going to leave us a nice smooth profile on our floor. It's going to break off all the tips of the chips, and it's going to give us a very consistent floor. Now, John's going to demonstrate how to do that. When we do it, we want to go all four directions. So we want to go north, south, east, and west. You want to show me how to do it, John?
Yep.
So as you see, John's not putting a ton of pressure on his scraper. He's letting the tool do most of the work, but he is making sure to get every spot thoroughly. So our number one recommendation for on top of a flake floor, especially in a garage, is going to be a polyaspartic. Now we have a few different formulas of our polyaspartic. Some are 2-gallon kits that are 1-to-1. Some are 3-gallon kits that are 2-to-1. Today we're going to be using Pt.2, which is a 2-gallon kit. It's a 1-to-1 mix ratio. All right, guys, so like I said, we're using our Pt.85, which is a 1-to-1 mix. One thing that's very important, no matter what chemicals you are using, whether it's your top coat, base coat, have that product's TDS on hand. That's going to tell you your mix ratio, your pot life, your working time, and a lot of other helpful information for you to install the product. So we've already done the 1-to-1 mix. John's going to go ahead and mix that up. To lay out our top coat, we're going to need 2 tools. We're going to use a flat blade squeegee, and then we're also going to use a roller. For a small board like this, we're going to use a 9-inch. Most of the time on a floor, we're going to use an 18-inch roller. So as you see, John's already stirred that up a little bit. You're going to stir that for about 2 minutes, and then you're going to ahead and pour that into a different bucket. We will always have 2 buckets. We'll have a mixed bucket and a floor bucket. We only mix in our mixed bucket, then we'll transfer it to lay it out on the floor. That ensures that you have no uncured product on the floor. You want to go to the back of the garage and lay a very thick band just like that. You always want to know where your exit's going to be so you don't corner yourself into the garage. One thing that's pretty important to note, before we got to this stage, we swept extremely thoroughly. You do not want to be squeegeeing out or rolling out your top coat and have big clumps of flake that gets caught in that top coat. That's something you'll be able to see after the finished product is done. And it could also make a very small millage there where it's inconsistent with the rest of the floor. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a squeegee, quite a bit of pressure. I want you guys to be almost breaking your pull. We're going to pull this really tight. PPS 85 pulls at about 125 square foot per gallon over flake. That's another piece of information that you'll be able to find on your TDS. So like I said, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to squeegee this out with a flat blade squeegee, and then we're going to back roll it. A lot of pressure. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to come back to the back of our garage. Like I said, a lot of pressure, and start pulling it our way. Now, if you guys happen to have a lot of extra at the end of the floor, normally you're going to want to take a 5-gallon bucket and try to get as much of that up as possible. There is an amount that you can roll back into the floor, but you always want to make sure that you have enough product to roll onto your roller, and you're not going to leave a really thick end of your floor. So John's going to go ahead and prime his roller, and then he's going to hit it with a very simple W pattern, and then hit it with one back roll each way.
Now I'm going to start my WM back where I ended on that back roll. Overlap just a little bit so you can make sure everything's blended in nice and evenly. We're going to go back through, like I said, WM pattern right here. And start that back roll again. Single direction each way. Helps eliminate any roller lines throughout your top coat.
All right, guys, so that's our process on how to do a flake floor. As you see, it's a pretty straightforward and simple process, but there are some things that could really make your life difficult if you don't follow the way we tell you to. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to any one of our sales reps here. Reach out to me, Austin. Feel free to reach out to John. We'd love to help you out, and keep on grinding, guys.